Hello, this is going to be my first build video for one of my Gundam kits. I'm going to be starting off with a really custom version of the Barbatos. So to do that, I actually have two Barbatos kits here, the Barbatos Lupus Rex and the Barbatos 6 form. What we're going to be doing is mostly using the Lupus Rex, and we're going to be using armor and weapons from these two option sets to build a full armor Barbatos. Is basically going to be the theme I'm going for here. So I have a list here of modifications I want to try, as well as some paint colors to try out. And basic thing, what gave me the idea was how in the show this version of Barbatos has got this extra armor piece here. And both versions of it, I guess, technically do. Although I thought about using the white one, I don't really like the white one. I think if we're gonna go for the larger armor thing, we should just go all out and do that. So I'm going to be doing that. We're going to be taking this off of here and probably the chest from this Barbatos, and we're going to be putting it on this one with the larger poly caps for the bigger, strong boy arms that the Barbatos Lupus Rex has. So that'll be sort of the general shape, and it'll have normal Barbatos legs. I'm going to be using those arms. A lot of people don't like them. They've kind of grown on me, no pun intended. What we are going to be doing is the bunker plaw style tutorial, where you add a little piece of polystyrene runner to the ends of each of these fingers, and then you sharpen it out. Grind that down, and it just lets you get like that little ½ centimeter extra bit of length you need to make them look really sinister and sharp. And we're gonna the biggest pain in the ass is gonna be doing that potentially for these as well, but we'll see if we actually have to. I'm also not going to be going with banana fingers. We're going to be going with white for those hands. So that'll be, love it or hate it. That's what I'm going to be doing. And they'll be a little bit chipped as well. I'm not going to go for a full factory floor Barbatos here. I'm trying to think of other major modifications. Extended magazine for the gun and the sub-gun. That's what this little thing is here. In the show, they don't really talk about it very much. But that's supposed to be like a 62mm gun or something. So I'm going to be extending, or adding a big banana magazine for that, and then tinier one for that one. I think that'll look cool. We're not going to be using this Rex thing, the Rex wrench. I'm not going to use that. It's a cool weapon. I have no problems with it, but I'm not going to be using that. For side skirts, like I mentioned, I ideally would like to do something that could mount the shields. But if we can't do that, then I'm just going to be using these black booster ones that come with the 6th form. I can't think of any other major modifications I'm going to do besides that. So from this option set, we're going to be using one of these white railguns. So just throwing that on the shoulder to kind of harken back to that the full armor Gundam from Thunderbolt. It's kind of got a railgun over the shoulder. For painting, we're going to be using mostly Vallejo paints, well, almost entirely Vallejo paints here. A lot of really good colors we got. Got all the Barbatos colors. This is just foundation white, vermilion, ultramarine, and these are really kind of like, they sound like really flashy versions of the colors, but I've tried them out here on paper and I think they look good. Then we have gunmetal gray, black gray, and that's a really good, you don't want to use black for something because it just, you can't go darker than black, right? So if you want to be able to put weathering down on something, I highly suggest this black gray. It functionally looks the same to your eye as black, but it just lets you highlight edges and stuff on it with panel wash or whatever. Then we're going to be using oily steel for some highlights over things. And then for the inner frame colors, there's a couple of pistons and stuff that Barbatos has in his stomach that are traditionally painted as brass and bronze and stuff by people. So I'm going to be using some Vallejo brass for that. Barbatos V-fin, yellow, and same thing for all his vents and stuff. I've done a lot of different Barbatoses where I've kind of sharpened in gold for the vents and the horn, and I would rather do yellow. I think that it's really meant to be yellow. So, like I mentioned, aside from the hands, I'm switching those to being white. I'm going to do yellow everywhere else. The tail, I'm kind of noticing that now. I might do red on the tail. We'll see. It might look weird to do that, so I might just leave that white or yellow. Yeah, other than that, that's my plan for this. And we're gonna remove the safety flags, of course. If you've never heard about this, these tiny little like nubbins on the end of Barbatos's horns, those aren't supposed to be there. They're supposed to be pointy. So you want to cut those off. I think that Bandai just puts them on so that way little kids, because these are marketed towards almost all ages in Japan. I think just that way they're safe for everyone, even though you have to use knives to put this thing together. And also, I think just to make the tips of these things a little bit more durable in packaging, so that way if they get shipped across to America, they're not folded over by the time they get here. And anyway, after that, back to weathering. I almost forgot about those. We have a full set of Tamiya things here. I'm obviously not going to use every single one of these for Barbatos, but for places where I do want to weather it, we basically have all the options, so that's why I've used these a little bit on a couple small kits, a little bit I think on a mobile worker, and then on a Star Wars speeder thing, as well as a master grade Origins RX-782. They work really, really well on that. I have noticed though that you do need a really good flat coat for these to go down on top of, so, or at least as far as my limited experience with them goes. But yeah, I think I have the whole master set thing here, so pretty much any color we want, we should have it on there. I think that's it. So yeah, next video probably will be me having snapped this together and then thinking more about like in-depth modifications I'm going to be doing. I have a huge drawer of plow plate and stuff, so I might scribe in some details, just minor things, lengthen things, shorten other things. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for sticking with me, and be sure to subscribe to see what we're doing here next, and have a good day.